We celebrate this day because a patent was put out there by Hyman Lipman.
Hyman
Lipman. I wonder if his nickname was Buster. But sorry. At any rate,
what does Buster Lipman mean? I don't know.
They found these style mean as waffles, maple syrup dripping from his fake roll. Who did he see when he heard who was there? Now it seems that he should.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, July the 6th, 2021. Jersey Johnny coming at you, and with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Hey, we're back on a Tuesday.
We're back on a Tuesday. Well, we were 2 weeks ago and then 4 weeks ago, so it seems like every other week. Well, it's a Texas thing, right?
It was a Texas thing, yeah.
Right.
So, but glad we're back on a Tuesday.
There you go.
I'm back to eating.
You're back to eating. What are you eating today? What is it that you're eating?
It's made sushi.
You're eating sushi. That's like a hand roll thing, isn't it?
So, today's National Hand Roll.
Today's Happy National Hand Roll Day. There you go.
Doesn't mean what you think it means. So,
what do I think it means?
So, hand roll and the sushi that I'm eating. Unfortunately, where I am,
Right.
you can't really get a hand roll. So this is, the typical rolls everyone knows. They're called maki. A hand roll's tamaki, so maybe ta means
Hand.
I don't know. But if you've ever seen the sushi that's just like kind of in a cone, and the nori, the seaweed, is the outer side of the cone. It looks like an ice cream cone,
I
except
see.
not as yummy.
Right.
Still probably yummy, just not sweet. That is a hand roll.
That's a hand roll. Well, you know what? I mean, a lot of people do. A lot of them do actually roll it by hand. I mean, they have that little bamboo thing, and then they.
Well, that's what I thought. That's what I thought what a hand roll was.
That's a hand. I mean, unless it's using that bamboo is not, that's cheating maybe. So,
Well, they call it a hand
bamboo
roll.
roll.
It's called a hand roll
Right.
because of maki. Maki is eaten with the chopsticks, like I'm eating it.
Right. I am not a sushi expert by any means. I love it.
Hand rolls you eat with your hand.
There you go.
So that's why they call them hand rolls. I think. I don't know. I could be making this crap up.
Maybe you're right. Because
Apparently, my PC has a Trojan.
Really.
I think the PC is trying to get lucky tonight. I don't
Yeah.
know. Something's going on. I'm getting all these virus alerts, and you would think it would be your computer giving virus alerts.
Oh, please. I don't even want to talk about it. You know what? I mean, if anybody has experienced the same thing I have, I've been an Apple customer since the 80s, and I love Apple products. Ever since this particular iMac I have, it's only about 4 years old, not even. This particular one, ever since I upgraded my iCloud 4 months ago, I've had nothing but problems with this computer. It's been ridiculous. And you would think that it wouldn't be an external issue like that with an iCloud, but I don't know what it is. But every time I call up Apple Tech Support, it gets worse. But anyway.
They hate you.
Shoot me now. Anyway, yeah, they do. So anyway, it's also National Fried Chicken Day today, isn't it not?
Yeah, but
You don't have any fried chicken.
I don't have any fried chicken because I got my cholesterol report back, and it's probably about.
It said don't eat any fried chicken ever again. It said, right?
It actually said don't ever eat again.
No, well, that's it.
But probably triple or more what it's supposed to be. So
That's not good.
no, apparently it's not good. So I'm eating sushi. Should probably have a salad too.
Did you put any mayonnaise on the sushi?
Of course, I put mayonnaise on the sushi. Why would I? No, I didn't. It did not get spicy mayo. Well, that might be. I don't think that's. What is that on there? I don't even know what's on there.
Who knows? Yeah.
It's a kamikaze roll.
Oh, there you go.
Not the one I was eating before. What I was eating before was not a kamikaze roll. That was just a straight up avocado and tuna roll.
There you go.
This is a kamikaze roll. So
There's
I
a
don't know.
kamikaze rolled into that? What is a kamikaze roll? There's a kamikaze in there? Or is it the shot? Is it the... Never mind. Anyway, I tried to go for a drink there, but it didn't. So anyway, we actually have one comment already. It's Gene Lynch. He said, "Who is the mystery guest?"
No, Mr. West, you are Gene.
You are Gene. You are the guest tonight.
And anybody else who comments will be the guest tonight.
Everybody, folks, tonight the guest is, here we go, you. The guest is you. If you read the post, tonight it's all about you. We're gonna talk. We're not gonna sit here and just wait for your comments. Don't worry about that. But comment in. Comment in as much, as often, as frequently as you want to about what we're talking about or anything else. Something else you want to talk about. I want to bring it in and we'll talk about it. And to top it off, we're going to pick the top 3 based on your suggestions. We'll pick one at random based on your suggestions for the top 3 tonight. So the show's all about you. Tonight's the you show. You're the producer. So, right? No,
Gene's not one of the producers.
Gene's not. No, you are. No.
I'm not.
You, everybody, you out there in you out there in television land.
It's not television.
You're the producer. I know, you Facebook land, YouTube land. Exactly. I was using a Ed Norton line from The Honeymooners. Mm-hmm. Hello out there in television land. No.
No, I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
I get it. Sorry to amuse you so. Anyway. Alrighty.
I'm sure it was said. I'm sure it was said. No. I'm sure it was said before Ed Norton, wasn't it? It's just one of his catchphrases, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Ralphie boy.
When they're doing the Chef of the Future show, that was the one.
Hey, Ralphie boy, when I bend over. Oh no, that's
Eddie Murphy. That's not.
Yeah, that's not appropriate for this program.
Gene just said he's a terrible guest. On the show or just in general, Gene?
He's one of those who never leaves. He's cleaned out the fridge, drank all the beer. He's lying on the couch in his underwear snoring.
Well, that would be a terrible guest. But
that would be a terrible guest.
Clean out the fridge, that's fine, because that gives me more room to put other stuff in there. So.
Like more beer.
Exactly.
But Gene drank all the beer.
Well, we drink it with him. I wouldn't just let him drink it alone.
No, because then you're a George Thorogood.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, right. So what's going on? Why don't we up a couple beers and talk about what we did this weekend? This weekend was something, wasn't it?
It was the
3rd of
July.
3rd of July, right? 3rd of July, yes, exactly.
Started off the 3rd.
Exactly. Well, it started with the 2nd if you count Friday.
First of all, you like my shirt?
Love your shirt. It looks like a beer and Rhode Island at the same time.
Yes,
got pretty good.
Went up to Rhode Island. Carrie and I went to Rhode Island for the weekend. We went up on Saturday, came back Monday. Mm-hmm. Kind of a roundabout way. But so I was up there, went to some of the best breweries Rhode Island has to offer, and a brand new one. So I figured appropriate to be drinking out of my Rhode Island Brewers Guild glass.
Yep.
So I've got that there. And the first place we went was
Tilted Barn.
One
of my faves.
Got Spruced. Spruced is it's an American wheat.
Very nice.
And there's writing on the can, which I failed to read. I
hope so. It's just a blank can.
Yeah.
Maybe a picture or two, nothing else.
So you know how one of your favorite Christmas sales or sought after Christmas sales is Tilted Barn's one where they put the spruce tips in?
Yep.
Well, this one is a American wheat with spruce tips from their tree farm.
That's very nice. Yeah.
So if you there's something later in my glass here. If you
piece of spruce.
No. There was something left over from something else.
Gotcha.
This beer is so good. But the hang now at that place has changed almost. It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
Because you and I both been to the old barn.
Sure. I have not been in a new place yet, so
we've both looked up at that the rafters and the mezzanine up there. Mm-hmm. Worried for all the people standing on it.
I was one of those standing on it.
Yeah, you took life in your own hands, but never did. Hey, it was sturdy. It stayed up. And when you're down there, you can drink with one hell of an ass. Mm-hmm. They had a donkey.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I think they still have the donkey, and I don't know. Now I know it looks like the enclosure that the donkey, and I think there's sheep in there as well, can make it all the way up to the outdoor seating area.
So they could sit down and have a beer.
Yeah, I think they're fond of beer.
I would imagine so. I mean, all these years of smelling the brewing.
So the brewery, man, they were rocking. They had a lot of people despite the weather.
Nice.
There were still people sitting outside because there's no place left to sit inside. It was drizzling a little bit. They had a food truck there, as they're wont to do. One
of the best grilled cheeses I've ever gotten was at a food truck at Tilted Barn.
Oh, I could probably tell you which one it was if I thought about it long enough. I can't think of it now, but yeah, there's a famous grilled cheese truck that gets around
So good.
Rhode Island. There's a bunch of food trucks in Rhode Island that you'll see on a regular basis here and there. One's actually not from Rhode Island; it actually comes out of Connecticut, and that's Cousin's Maine Lobster.
Okay.
But they get to Jersey,
Sure.
so you'll see them in Jersey. You'll see them in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So they get around, but they're all around the Rhode Island breweries. Burgundy and waffles. As a matter of fact, a bunch of the breweries do collabs with Burgundy and waffles.
Okay.
I think where were we that had one? I forget where we were. We had one. And then that's one. The farm to sandwich, or something like that. It's a farm to table sandwich thing. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of really good food trucks up in Rhode Island, and they make the brewery circuit because they're allowed to.
They're allowed to. This is right.
Not so much.
There's no gray area there for anybody.
No, like in Jersey.
Exactly. So I'm gonna open my beer.
Before
we continue your Rhode Island conversation, I was going to jump in. My two beers. I picked my two beers today based on our top threes from last week, which were favorite summer beers. So one of my favorite summer beers last week was Victory Summer Love. So I'm going to have.
There you go.
Having a Victory Summer Love.
I've got an awful lot of wasabi left here.
Save it. I'll be right over.
Well,
I never have a lot of wasabi left over because I put so much on each piece. It's gone.
No, they gave me a shit ton of wasabi.
Extra light in here. Hang on a second. There we go. They gave you. How much did they give you? It was a ton of wasabi.
Well, I used half of this, and that's what's left.
Oh, jeez. I've gotten rolls where that's all I've gotten.
No, I've eaten half of it. I'm going to avoid doing what I normally do and shove the rest of it in my face.
Some rolls that I eat, or sushi for that matter, I'll actually, it's more like I'm having wasabi with, a side of sushi.
It's of rice and fish.
Yeah, exactly. Let me take my cursory lager room picture here.
Cursory. Yeah, with just us on the show, there might be less cursing.
I don't know about that. Maybe
we'll see.
Possible.
I got both of my beers are low ABV, so
are mine. I'm
yeah, it's true.
I got a 5.2 and a 3.9, so I got a lower than you. So.
Well, cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
And all those people out there.
Absolutely.
You can start commenting. Otherwise, I'm just going to drone on about Rhode Island, and who wants that?
Anybody out there that can comment away. Again, the show's about you, not just about us talking about the nonsensical stuff we'll be talking about. Yeah, comment in. Anything you want to talk about, you want to add to whatever we're discussing, you want to start a new conversation, that's fine too. And remember, we need some suggestions for top 3 lists because at the end of the show, we're going to do your top 3 list. And you know what? Depending on how long it goes before, if we get a bunch of comments, if we get a bunch of them, and soon we'll pick one at random. And if we, if it takes a while to even get the first one we get, we're doing. So
yeah, maybe
we'll see. We'll play it by ear.
So,
but comment away. So anyway, continue. You're up in Rhode Island for a couple days for the holiday weekend.
Well, Tilted wasn't the first stop. First stop was this place called Tilly's Cheesesteaks, and I know there's a big battle in Philadelphia as to who makes the best cheesesteak. Mm-hmm. The Jersey boardwalks have fantastic cheesesteaks. Mm-hmm. Even New Jersey Inland's got some great cheesesteaks.
Yep.
But there's a place up there called Tilly's Cheesesteaks. They make a righteous cheesesteak, I got to tell you.
That's cool.
They do a great job with it.
Nice.
Great job. So that was the drinking fodder for the day was the cheesesteak. Started off with that.
There you go. On that note, though, not to interrupt your conversation. Well, actually, I am interrupting your conversation.
Yeah, you gotta.
In any event,
everyone always says that. Not to interrupt,
but
no, you are
interrupting. Yeah.
Just by even saying.
If you didn't want to interrupt, you wouldn't be talking right now.
Anyway.
What you call it? But
there's also that phrase, "with all due respect," and something disrespectful is going to come out of their mouth.
With all due respect, you're an asshole. Oh, well, at least you said with all due respect. Right? Thank you very much.
Ironic caveats.
Exactly. So, the only thing I was going to say, and anybody else hearing this or whatever, you can comment in. This could be something you can comment in or whatever. You talk about the cheesesteak, battles or whatever in Philly for who has the best one. Pat's, Geno's, Jimmy's, whatever. I'll tell you my favorite sandwich, and I might have mentioned this before on a previous show.
Sandwich or cheesesteak?
My favorite Philadelphia sandwich
Probably mine too.
Okay, is the
Does it begin
Italian roast
begin
pork.
with a D?
Yeah, it's Italian roast pork with broccoli rabe and sharp provolone from Denix.
And you got to make sure you order it wet. Not you
Absolutely.
wet. You want the sandwich wet.
Yeah, you don't want to just like pour water if you hadn't come in.
Now they
order
used to
sandwich.
take those things and just dip them right into the vat. They don't do that anymore
No, they
because
pour
they
the
found
sauce over it. Yeah,
they wound up losing too much stuff into the
exactly. Yeah, half the sandwich fell into the vat. But yeah, that's really good. You definitely, if you've never had it, go to Denix. It's in Reading Terminal Market. It's so good. And then get yourself a Beeler's donut afterwards too. So,
or
if there's any left, depending on when you go,
or the Bassett's frozen custard.
they're good too. Absolutely.
But oh man, that's a great sandwich. And the thing is, that if you order it wet, they will serve you the sandwich with a knife and fork. You look. Try to figure out why.
There's no way you can pick that thing up. You can't pick it up. No.
You can.
Well, you know what? Now that they don't
time.
dip it in the vat anymore of the gravy, it's easy to pick up the au jus. It's easy to pick up. But when they used to dip it in there, you needed a knife and fork. You weren't.
The bread disintegrated.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so good. That is the best. I mean, there's cheesesteaks. I have my opinions about Pat's and Geno's and everywhere else, but the best sandwich in Philadelphia is at the Denix. And it's not a cheesesteak.
And the guy who does Man vs. Food did the best sandwich in all of the United States. He declared that the best sandwich.
Absolutely.
Forget his name.
That would be Anthony? No. Something. I'll think of it.
One of our producers is at the Cloverleaf today.
Yes.
At the main beer tap takeover.
Beer tap takeover. I was going to say main beer dinner.
No.
Technically it is.
It is.
Because they're having dinner.
They're having dinner.
They're having dinner.
And they're also having
dinner. Yes.
They're having dinner and dinner. And they might actually have lunch, too, while they're there.
They'll probably have lunch and dinner. And take a walk through the woods and the waters. Anyway.
Yes.
That's about Maine, though. Back
a
to
little
Rhode
red
Island.
wheelbarrow. We also went to the grave site of Mercy Brown.
Murphy Brown?
Yeah, Murphy Brown. That'd be funny. Mercy Brown was someone who was they claimed that she was a vampire because when she died, her brother and her sister died mysteriously. They now figure it was probably consumption, or what we call it, tuberculosis. Mm-hmm. And when she died and they interred her, the ground was too frozen to bury her, so they put her in a crypt. When they pulled her out, she was perfectly preserved, so they claimed vampire. The ground was frozen, which means she was frozen, which means she was preserved. But it led to some stories. I think Lovecraft wrote a story.
Turn into a bat and fly away when they opened it up, or
yeah, but I mean
that would have been a giveaway. You know?
Don't judge her on that. Doesn't necessarily mean she's a vampire.
No, exactly.
And the fact that she started sucking the blood out of everyone's neck doesn't mean she's a vampire either. Come on,
she was a mosquito. Right? It's possible too.
Stop profiling.
Exactly. I know. I have that problem. I apologize. Yeah. I'm a mosquito profiler.
So then we go after that. When you talk about Rhode Island and the best breweries, the first two that always come to mind, Tilted Barn and Proclamation. So we went to Proclamation next. Mm-hmm. Had some really great sours there. Some of their IPAs, but we were there mostly for the sours because we had IPA'd the hell out of ourselves up at Tilted. Sure. And then
IPA. It's a verb now.
It's going to be a verb.
IPA'd the hell
IPA'd. And I put the high score up on Donkey Kong.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did they just plug it in, or?
I didn't get past the second level.
All right, that was a high score.
No, I did get past the second level. The third level, I died within seconds.
That is depending on the location, because a couple of them don't have it, but most of the barcades, anytime I'm in a barcade, that's the first machine I go to is Donkey Kong.
Yeah. No, I suck at it, but still put up the high score.
And what's the second? I'll see if you can guess the second machine, the second 80s video game that I go to after Donkey Kong.
Ms. Pac-Man.
No, that's in there. It's third or fourth, but the second one I go to.
Joust.
Nope. It's an odd one, but I used to love it, and it's like addicting to play.
Journey.
Nope.
They had a video game.
Yeah, they did.
It was really annoying because it just kept playing. Don't Stop Believing forever.
Right. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, no, Joust was good. Tron was good. Missile Command, all of them. But the one
Robotron.
Yeah, that was good too.
Tapper.
Nope.
No.
Frogger was good too, but you'll obviously you're not going to get it. Cubert. I could never
Really?
ever stop playing Cubert.
My favorite game was actually Sinistar.
Sinistar was good.
Actually, in one game, managed to kill Sinistar 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's pretty good. What about Dragon's Lair? You ever play Dragon's Lair?
Oh God, I worked at Great Adventure, so I knew how to beat Dragon's Lair. And you'd have all the kids, and they'd have all their coins up across the top of the game.
Mm-hmm.
If any millennials are listening, you have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
Not a clue.
Like, well, why would you go someplace to play a video game? You just
sit at home and
on your phone.
Yeah.
Where's your tablet?
Or wherever you are, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if I came in and I put my coin up, a lot of the coins would come down. They're more interested in watching how to beat it than playing it themselves.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the games that I never had a problem if I couldn't get on, because just standing there watching other people play it was fine by me, because they were great, so I wanted to watch them, or they sucked and they were going to be done in 2 seconds anyway, and I could play.
This is true.
Yeah.
You either knew what you're doing or you didn't. But me and my friend Tommy, we would. It took us a while. That Black Knight was the worst, but we finally learned that pattern.
Yep.
Got past that one, so. But yeah, let's see. They've got Satan's Hollow at Proclamation. They got Ms. Pac-Man. They have the aforementioned Tron.
There you go.
And I forget what else they had. They've got about 5 games. The Donkey Kong's a sit-down console. And of course, when we get there, there's a couple there. They're not playing the game. They're just using it as a table.
Of course.
And there's like 8, 10 open tables. So I didn't get it, but anyway,
they wanted the little bit of minimal music that was playing in the background low for them, because there wasn't any money in the machine or whatever.
Actually, no. When we sat down, there was like 11 credits on it,
and they didn't play.
Whatever.
Score.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So then we went up to another one that Rhode Islanders will put up there with their top 3, with Proc and Tilted in. Make it the top 3 is Long Live.
Long Live, of course. Yeah.
And yeah, they're close. They're a close third. So went there. They had one of the Frozy Cups on. So the Frozy Cup is kind of a milkshake IPA slushy kind of deal going on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually pretty damn good. First, I was up there for how long and never had a Frozy Cup, because usually when it's posted up, there's a Frozy Cup there. People flock there and it's gone. So, and then Buttonwoods after that. Actually, we did Buttonwoods before we went to Long Live, because it's geographically in order.
That works.
Met some cool dogs there.
Did you get to Ravenous at all?
Did not get all the way up there.
Didn't get to Ravenous. Huh?
Did not get north of Smug, which was, we checked in the hotel, went to Malted Barley, got ourselves some pretzels.
Because, folks, if you are not familiar with the geography of Rhode Island, it is such a long ride from Pawtucket all the way up to Woonsocket. It's just
all 20. Well, it's not Woonsocket anymore, Johnny.
No, that's right. They did move.
They moved over to They were at Woonsocket, just outside the western border of Cumberland. They're now at the eastern border
of Cumberland, right?
Yeah.
Which even makes it worse, because now it's not 20 miles; it's like 21 miles.
No, it's actually, I think, a little closer.
So forget about that long ride. It's just forget it.
No, well, we Ubered to Smug, and after drinking, well, you got to remember, Smug was my hangout when I was there.
So you were there for a while. You weren't going anywhere after that.
So it was good to see Allie behind bar, and we ran into.
You ran into Liz, didn't you?
Yeah, we ran into Liz Poor.
Rhode Island Elizabeth.
Yep, all right, Liz, and Art, love of her life, Art. And someone else had commented on it that they were there too from the Rhode Island beer community. Linda Angela, I think, something like that. So they were there as well. But
nice.
Yeah, we had a good time there. As a matter of fact, the second beer I drink is going to be a Smug. Had to bring back some Smug.
Had to bring back Smug. Of course.
They were out of Nemesis, so Allie said
they were out of Nemesis.
They were out of Nemesis.
I mean, that was you. You planned the whole trip around going up there and getting Nemesis.
Sort of. Kind of wanted me some Nemesis, but they're out of Nemesis. So got some Dad Bod. We'll be drinking later, and it's kind of the lager
You've
version.
had that for a while, Dave.
Yeah, I'm pushing to Granddad Bod.
There you go. Right.
Actually, Crazy Uncle Bod is.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, all that too. Yeah.
So that was just 5 breweries one day. It was a lot of fun. The travesty was the next day, PVD Donuts was closed.
Really? That sucks.
So aggravating. So I had to go up to Need Donuts. Got their donuts.
Well, at least you had donuts.
Yeah.
That's important.
What was interesting on the second day, though, driving down to Wickford, to walk around Wickford, it's a cute little like fishing village, neat little shops. We got some 25-year-old balsamic vinegar while we're there. We passed, there was this one restaurant, I can't remember, I think it was called Jillian's, that had shut down. And people kept saying, there's a brewery going in there, there's a brewery going in there, there's a brewery going in there. We drove past it. Hey, a brewery went in there.
There you go.
Yeah,
what? People were saying there's a brewery going in there when you were up there, when you had lived up there. You could say.
Yep. So finally a brewery went in there, West Passage.
That's the name of it, West Passage?
West Passage. So West Passage, if you look at the map here, you see right around
here. If you look at the beer here.
You look at the
beer here.
Beer here. This is Aquidneck Island right here. Right? No, that's Jamestown Island. Sorry. That's
Stop doing that. You're going to turn yourself on.
Okay, Ravenous is right up around here. So you've got... That's not going to play well on the podcast. I think they'll figure out what's going on. But at any rate,
he's pointing to his shirt right now, folks. Yeah. If you're listening to the audio podcast,
so right around here is Newport. Right? Mm-hmm. So Aquidneck Island. So the passage from Narragansett Bay. Actually, it is Jamestown Island. You got the East Passage and the West Passage goes around Jamestown Island.
Sure.
So they're named after the West Passage. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the owner was a doctor.
Okay.
And his hobby was...
So he takes care of his beer.
Should take care of his beer. He should doctor his beer, yes.
Exactly.
And he just, I guess, got sick of being a doctor, decided to open up a brewery.
No pun intended on that, what you just said.
No, I thought you had it.
Got sick of being a doctor.
No, I see what... Odd. Oh, I see what I did there.
See what you did there? Right.
But, and so, as a hobby, he then turns it into a business. They've been open a month, and the beer's pretty damn good for... only being open a month and having been a home brewer. So he managed to learn how to scale up pretty quickly.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh, and they're a brew pub, actually. They serve food. We didn't get any food because we had our donuts already.
Sure.
And we had other plans for lunch, which was this Newport Lobster Shack.
Nice.
Probably the world's best lobster bisque. Nice. Damn good lobster roll.
That's awesome.
And fried lobster strips.
Fried lobster strips.
Not as good as you think. We're listening to me talk about what we ate this weekend. You wonder why my cholesterol's so freaking high.
I was going to say, I mean, your cholesterol probably got that high just from this past weekend.
The cholesterol was taken before the weekend. Maybe it was just in preparation.
It was. Your cholesterol knew what was in store for it. So
here we go.
Yeah, exactly. So, folks, you have any tips on lowering cholesterol? Please send them to www.
Yeah. Stop eating fried foods. Eat more oatmeal and red wine and garlic.
Yeah, just write into the podcast either whatever you want. You can either email on the website logroom.com or you can any of the social media. You can message in and give Dave tips. That's the subject. Just put give Dave tips.
Just not tri-tips. They're high in cholesterol.
No, not tri-tips. They're so good though.
But they are so good.
They're so good.
See,
almost worth it. I mean, really, if you think about it, almost worth it. So.
But in the shirt, the last day we were there, we stopped at a place called the Fantastic Umbrella Factory. It's really a hard place to describe. They got chickens running around everywhere. They've got a bunch of buildings.
For no reason. No, there's absolutely no reason. Just
they've got a line of
they own the store.
They might. Who knows? They might be intelligent chickens.
Yeah, somebody told you they had a bunch of chicks on that, sir.
Yeah, actually, yes. There's a bunch of easy ups with local artisans, but all the stores have local artisans. There's a bunch of different buildings throughout the property. Mm-hmm. They've got like a little sculpture garden, flower gardens, and in the back, of course, 3 emus.
Of course.
Yeah, and a trail through a bamboo forest. Mm-hmm. So every now and then they've got a food truck on there. They serve ice cream. They weren't serving ice cream when we were there. I think it was too early.
Too early in the season or too early in the day?
I think the day.
I was going to say, it's never too early in the season, especially 4th of July weekend to serve ice cream.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they weren't serving that. Or maybe they were just closed for the holiday. Well, it was Monday. So maybe they don't do it on Mondays.
Maybe they don't do it on Mondays, yeah. There's a lot of things that aren't done on Mondays. So.
But that's where I saw this shirt. I'm like, hey, I haven't seen this shirt before.
That's a nice shirt.
To me, does Rhode Island just look like someone rear-ended Indiana? Right?
You know what? Yeah, kind of. Or came up and just pushed out a little bit. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it does.
Anyway.
On that note, yeah, okay. So, by the way, I have already finished my first beer.
I noticed. Well, it was a 12-ounce can.
Well, one, it was a 12-ounce can, and two, this beer is just so, as they say, as the millennials say, so damn crushable. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I don't know if the millennials started that, did they?
I don't know who started it, but
it probably had to be one of the jackasses our age.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
You can't blame everything on the millennials.
Well, you can. Well, you can try.
Well, you could.
So, well, we say that in jest, and with all the love in the world, any millennial that's listening to this podcast. So,
there's no millennials listen to the podcast.
Who the hell? Yeah, exactly.
They're like, look at these two boomers.
No, we haven't gotten many boomers comment on any of the podcasts yet. So,
okay, boomers.
Okay, boomers.
Which is funny. Anybody older than them, millennials immediately assume as a boomer.
Exactly. By the way, all millennials. Just a word of advice: Dave and I look old, and you could say we are, but we're actually not boomers. So
no, our parents were.
Our parents were boomers. Exactly. But.
Just remember, boomers. They're named that because they're children born in the population boom right after World War II.
Exactly. So 40.
We're not that old.
46 to 64 is boomers. After that is not. So, and Dave and I we might be old, but we're not that old.
Wait a second.
Close, but we're not
Brian
that old.
a boomer?
Brian is not a boomer, no. Brian's closer to being a boomer than we are, but
yes, he's not.
But not much. But yeah. In any event.
So that was my weekend. What did you do for Fourth?
My weekend. Let's see. I'll start on Saturday because Friday I did virtually nothing. I just sat on the deck and watched. I was going to watch baseball, but there was none because it was rained out. So
actually, Friday I was at. Oh, you should have come in the city. I took a late lunch at Haymaker.
At Haymaker, yeah, I did see all the posts though. That actually kept me busy for a while. Living vicariously through your excursion in the city after work. But in any event, Saturday was just there was beer involved. Imagine that there was beer involved, and our neighbors actually had a quinceañera in their backyard, and there was about 90
quinceañera.
Quinceañera, yeah. Quinceañera. What
is a quinceañera?
That's I believe it's the 15th birthday of a Spanish girl that she bridges. It's her 15th birthday, so she moves from being a little girl to a young woman. So
I see.
One of the rituals that I did witness that day, because I had never been to a quinceañera before. And I wasn't at it. We decided to sit across the street on our neighbor's porch because it was actually quieter outside on our neighbor's porch than it was inside in our living room. So we decided to do that. But we were able to witness some of the stuff that was going on. And apparently one of the things they do is the girl wears flats. And at one point, the father takes the flats off of his daughter and puts high heels on her, and that's like a signification that she's merging into being a young woman.
And they make the dad do this. That's mean,
I guess. But right after that, though, he has a father-daughter dance with her.
Okay, and then he puts the heels on.
And then he puts the heels on and a lampshade and proceeds. Well, that happened about 7 a.m. because I will give these guys credit. They started at like 5 on Saturday evening.
Yep.
I woke up at 7:30 on Sunday morning, and there was still about 12 of them outside drinking. 7:30 Sunday morning. Yeah,
that's right. You can't say you drank all day unless you go into the next morning.
Unless you go into the next morning, exactly. So in any event, so that was that, and then Sunday and Monday both were just barbecues both days. Some beer. Had a couple good ones. Actually had a 2019 double barrel Antied on Sunday night. It was
very nice.
Brought over by a friend that graced us with that bottle, as well as many others. It was double barrel. It was bourbon barrel and maple bourbon barrel. It was double barrel.
Nice.
It was very tasty. Very tasty.
Good.
And then yesterday was more of that. Little to the beach.
We wound up at Thimble Island Brewing in Connecticut yesterday on the way back, by way of Middletown.
Middletown, New Jersey?
Middletown, Connecticut.
I was going to say that's a pretty long, by way of.
There was a little confusion with
Could have been Middletown, New York too.
Could have been.
Middletown's one of those towns that's like Springfield. Like every state has a Middletown, every state has a Springfield, that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like most towns have a Main Street, an Elm Street, an Oak Street, a Maple Street.
Of course. Exactly. So, anyway, should we open our second beers?
Well, my first one's gone. Your first one's gone.
I think it's time to open our second beers.
You open first this time.
I'll open first this time. That rarely happens, actually.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be for my second beer, again, sticking with the favorite summer beers top threes from last week. I'm going to have one of your top three summer beers. Little carton monkey chase the weasel. There we go.
Eat the monkey.
That is I'll throw the cursory crawl up there. It's a 3.9% mulberry sour ale, and it's billed as a Highlander Weiss. And Dave, while I open the can, why don't you tell everybody why it's billed as a Highlander Weiss?
German tradition. German tradition, almost anything produced in a particular city is just named after that city with an ER after it. So that's why you get the Berliner Weiss, and also why a Berliner is a donut and not necessarily JFK.
And what do you call a hot dog? What's an actual name for a hot dog?
Frankfurter.
Frankfurter, right?
They're from Frankfurt. And hamburgers are from Hamburg.
Right.
Actually, I don't think either one of those were invented in Germany.
Probably not.
They were invented here and named that way.
No. They were actually invented in Germany, but it wasn't what we're eating as hamburgers and Frankfurters, though.
Well, then another beer style, Dortmunder, is from Dortmund.
Dortmunder is from Dortmund, right?
And then outside the naming convention, the beer from Cologne is Kolsch.
Yes.
So a little different on the naming convention there.
This is true. A little different, but in any event, why is it called a Highlander Weiss?
Well, because sticking to that naming convention, it wasn't brewed in Berlin, so it couldn't have been a Berliner. Mm-hmm. And since Augie brews it in, I said the name.
Damn it, that's one.
Since it's brewed in the Atlantic Highlands, It is a Highlander.
And why is it an Atlantic Highlander Weiss? Why is it just a
Highlander? It doesn't fit on the damn can.
There you go. I was going to say, because there is a Highlands, New Jersey, as well as an Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey.
There's that.
Why isn't it called a New Jersey or Weiss?
Because it's usually the town, not the state.
Okay. So Monmouther wouldn't work either.
Monmouther. Sounds like something you either use orally or rectally.
It's a Monmouther.
It's a Monmouther.
You,
what Mike Tyson saying.
I feel too good. Could you go to the bathroom and give me the Monmouther?
I'll go with mine now.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Well, we know I'm drinking. That's the Dad Bod.
Well, I know what you're drinking, but
that's a beautiful silhouette right there.
Dad Bod. You're drinking Dad Bod. 5% hoppy lager from Smug.
Yep,
you didn't get to see Rob. Rob wasn't there when you went there.
He's never there. He's there when he's brewing, of course.
That's it, right? Yeah.
He's rarely there. I think once when I was there in the tap room, drinking in the tap room was open. Was he there? No, from what I was told, and of course it's in my Smug pint.
Of course. Why would it be?
Of course. I was told that it's similar to Nemesis, and I have to agree it is, except being a lager.
Gotcha.
Slightly different.
It's not just a session IPA. It's a hoppy lager that's a lower ABV.
It's not that close to Nemesis. It's a little on the fruitier side than Nemesis, but it's still yummy. Still yummy.
Gotta love that.
Now I was talking about we stopped at Thimble Island. Thimble Island serves food now. I don't know when they started doing that, but the first time I was there with Meathead, they were not serving food that I remember of. We had a flatbread that was gorgonzola, arugula, pear, hot honey. That thing was yummy.
That's nice.
And then there was the fried hot chicken sandwich. Again, doing all kinds of good things for my.
Nice.
You are, Tom. John's not paying attention to the screen.
I'm not. What? No, I'm not paying attention to the comment. There we go. Here we go. Who's on the fruitier side? Tom, are you asking us beer-wise? or,
No,
or something else?
we don't.
And he said, All right. I would imagine mine is, since it's a mulberry sour ale. There you go. So.
Yeah, but this is compared to Nemesis, Dadbot's a little fruitier.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
So they do this. Thimble Island did this weird thing with the pretzels. They've got this like sour triple berry jam or something like that.
Sour triple berry jam.
And it actually worked. And then I started mixing it. Then I started mixing it into the beer cheese. That actually worked too.
You're making me hungry. What are you doing?
Well, I ate already, so I just finished eating.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm actually placing my order right now. That's why.
Is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing right now. Yes.
This is gripping for the audience. Watching John place his dinner order.
Places gripping. This is scintillating broadcasting. It's awesome. So, but you're not actually seeing what I'm typing, so it doesn't really matter. So, if Dave see for the audio podcast, if Dave didn't even say that I wasn't paying attention, I was looking down, you wouldn't even know what I was doing because he would just be talking, right? So, there you go.
But anybody watching right now, both of you, John's looking down.
All one of you.
So, but the what are you ordering?
I am ordering from around the corner pizza shop. They have great pizza, but I'm actually getting a sandwich. It's a chicken, broccoli rub, roasted peppers, and mozzarella on a big focaccia roll. That's nice. Really, really tasty. So
I wouldn't imagine you'd order if it wasn't tasty.
I would not. No. There we go. Done. Order's done. There we go. Done. Done and done. And Tom left already.
But
see you, Tom. All right.
He called me fruity. I'm going.
No, he called us fruity.
Called
my beer fruity. Damn it.
We get to do some industry news today.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So I figured we were going to do that at some point, so we might as well do it right now.
Yeah, because I stumbled across a really fascinating friggin' article. I was talking to John about it a little earlier.
Yep.
And it ties into something that we were discussing on our last show, actually. We were talking about beer that, you got these breweries that are starting to age beer at the bottom of the sea or whatever to help improve it. And the reason they're doing this is they're starting to bring stuff up that has been aged down there that was on shipwrecks. And, the age did something to these beers, wines, whiskeys, whatever. So they want to replicate some of it by aging at the bottom. Sure. They've now taken it a step further.
Have they?
In the first time they did this was wreck found off Tasmania, and Australian scientists managed to extract live yeast from it and propagate it, and they brewed beer with that. But there was nothing too ultra about that yeast as opposed to the other yeast that are, there was probably one of the yeasts already used. I don't even know what.
Okay, we seem to have lost Dave. He locked up. I'm not sure if he locked up or if this is just... If I'm Dave, if I'm talking over you, I will text me and let me know that I'm talking over you, because it could be my computer. It could very well be my computer, but I'm not sure that it is. I'm pretty sure that it's Dave that locked up because he froze on his screen and I'm not frozen. So it would have pretty much been the other way around. So I'm assuming that it was him that got locked up. So he'll be crashing in a minute and then coming back. So I will just speak to all of you while he is not there, unless he texts me and tells me I'm talking over him. Then he just texted me. Is this you or me? I believe it's you, Dave. It is you. There you go. So we know it's him now. So I will talk. There you go. And we have a couple of people that are actually viewing. Folks, the two of you or three of you or a couple of you that are viewing right now, comment. There we go. We got a comment. Here we go. Dave is frozen. Yes, Gene, I am aware Dave is frozen. Unfortunately, he froze. I had a feeling it was something with his computer earlier. Hopefully it's not that bad of a computer virus that he had, and it was just something that was going on with his Wi-Fi. It has happened before with him. So hopefully he'll figure that out and bounce right back, and we'll be able to get back to it. But until that happens, I will just tell you Oh, let's see. Those couple of things I want to actually have him for discussion on. Gene, what did you do this past weekend? Why don't you comment back and tell me what you did? Meanwhile, I'll let you know about this beer that I'm drinking. It's Monkey Chase the Weasel. Folks, if you've never heard of Monkey Chase the Weasel from Carton Up, Dave is back. There we go. You back?
Yeah, the internet dropped on me for some reason.
Your internet dropped. Dave's internet dropped. And Gene commented rightfully in saying Dave's frozen.
Well, I've got the AC set to like 62.
Wait a minute. You're frozen, so that must mean you're a vampire.
Must be a vampire.
You must be a vampire. There you go. I was just about to tell everybody that if you've never had Monkey Chase the Weasel, it is a delicious beer from Carton Brewing, and it's a mulberry sour ale because they actually originally brewed it with mulberries that they picked off of a mulberry tree, which was behind the brewery.
That's not true.
That's the story. Go with it.
We're
Come
sticking with it.
Stick with it. Don't give out the secrets, or I'll say his name.
That would be twice.
That'll be twice, exactly. Anyway, so it's very good. If you ever had it, get to try it. But continue with your story. So they propagated the yeast, and they were able to brew the beer.
It's not my story. I'm just relating.
I understand.
So the yeast they propagated from the Tasmanian rack was probably one of the standard yeasts. So it didn't make a hell of a lot of news. Yeah. Another wreck, the Wallachia off the coast of Scotland, very shortly after coming out of port, ran into another ship and went down with its full load. It had some sort of tin alloy on it, but also had a whole shit ton of beer. So they pulled some of that up, and this is about over 100 years old. So it's been down there over 100 years. And the dude and his friends, it's actually a stout. It was a stout that went down.
Really? Okay.
And they poured it. They said it made a phenomenal head still, but it smelled like ass. So they couldn't drink. They drank it anyway because, as we all know, we try it. But
yeah, exactly. We hold your nose. We've drank beer before that smelled like gas, but we still drank it. But we hold our nose.
Yeah, you hold your nose. So, but then they gave it to a company called Beer Lab, and they've gone and they have gone and found the yeast. And the yeast that is in there was two strains of yeast in there. One is Brettanomyces, which is a common one.
Which is Brett, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's Brett. Sure. And the other one is Demaryiomyces.
Demario?
I just did Donkey Kong.
So it wasn't Luigi Myces.
No, not Luigi Myces.
Maybe Luigi Myces.
Maybe it was Wario Myces.
There you go.
So you put that right into a peach ale, huh?
There you go.
So anyway, before we turned Mario Brothers dirty, the Demaryiomyces is a yeast strain that sometimes they find in some of the Belgian wild ales.
Okay.
So now they've been able to propagate it out of this beer, and now everyone wants some of it.
Nice.
So, and now what it's doing is now there's more divers out there looking for old beers because they're looking for more and more different strains, some of the older and ancient strains of yeast, to see what they can do to either improve beer or change it. Come up with different styles now with these different yeasts. So we'll see.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any beer on the Titanic.
There probably was.
There you go. Go for that. Get on that. Get on it.
I don't have my.
That would be one Titanic of a beer.
That's
Titanic. It's bad. I had to go there, but
only serve it when the icebergs turn blue.
Exactly. that was even worse. But in any event, so it's been a slow beer news week. Pretty much. You
said something about some openings coming up.
Did I?
Or new openings.
New openings.
When we were talking earlier, you said something about that.
This is true. Yeah. There's a few things. There was. I took a. Apparently, it's raining.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, we had a big storm come through here.
You did, but I didn't think we were going to have one. But Hop Culture did a list, the 12 best craft hard seltzers for summer 2021. But I am not going to read it. So
we did bring back a hard seltzer from Smug.
Did you? Oh, Smug did a seltzer, did they?
They're not advertising it.
No.
So maybe they're, I don't know.
In-house only kind of thing, or just...
No, they sell in cans because we brought it back. Carrie
Okay.
brought some back.
Well,
for
I
her
mean, just they
cousin.
sell it out of the brewery. They don't.
It's
They
out
don't
of the brewery.
distribute it. Right.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder how Kyle's doing with his seltzer line out of 12 Guns.
Yeah, we got to get in touch with him, get an update, see
Yeah,
what's going on. He was an OG guest, so we should reach out to him, see how that is going with them. I think he mentioned that on the show that they were doing.
We did talk about that.
We talked about it, yeah. So, but cool. We haven't gotten any. Thank you, all of you.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten any suggestions. We've gotten some comments, but we haven't gotten any suggestions for our top three. So Dave and I had settled before, if we didn't get anything good, or if we didn't get any for that matter, we're going to do top three favorite top threes.
Yes, because we've done a bunch of them.
We have we've done 30 some odd top threes, 33 top threes. Look at that. We've done. This is the week to do it. We've done 33 top threes. So.
We've done 34. Sorry.
All right, we've done 34. I knew we did. I was just trying to be nice. I said it first, and I'm like,
we keep a Google.
See, Dave, I gotta tell you. I saw it was 34. I already said 33, but I was like, oh, this is good marketing. Let's say it. You didn't have to.
I'm too truthful. Sorry. The thing is, now I can see that he did see that because him and I keep a Google spreadsheet for the show, and I can see his cursor is just under the last week's.
Exactly. So, all right. So we've done 33 top threes.
Plus one.
Plus one. Right. So I'll throw that up there. And this week's banner is going to be, what it was. And so we're announcing right now. We're doing top three favorite top three lists. So why don't we start with you, sir? Why don't you give us your top three favorite top?
Well,
three
considering neither one of us are really prepared for this.
This is all off the cuff.
It is all off the cuff because we were hoping we'd get something. So,
and that would have been off the cuff too. So we wanted it to be off the cuff. So going through your list, just announce your favorites.
I think one of them would have to be, and it's really not so much the list itself, but for me, it's not the lists. It was the conversation brought about by these lists.
Very nice.
Okay, so I would have to go the one. Where is it? I want to see exactly how it was. I'm looking for the. I'm looking. I'm reading, and I don't see it. And I know
there's
this
smoke
was
coming
a
out of
while
his ears,
back.
Folks, just in case you needed to know.
This was a while back, and I don't see the actual
list.
Yeah. Did we miss posting one up on our thing here?
No, they're all there. They're all there.
Because
we did top threes prior to this.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
He's thinking of.
I'm actually thinking
of something that wasn't even on the show, folks.
It wasn't even on the show. Actually, what it was during EBF, and Brian actually asked the question, and they read it on the air, and they answered it, and it was the top favorite moment from EBF, and I thought that was hilarious.
I didn't even want to know, but we won't go there. So
yeah, you were sick as a dog, and you missed EBF.
I missed EBF. I did. So.
Okay, then I've got to go with the one that Sean Lapolito came up with.
Okay.
And that was the 3 favorite beer moments in the cinema.
Great list.
And because he had his front loaded, he knew right away he had one of the best beer moments because being from Rhode Island, Crush It Like Quint is one of the better beer moments in movie history.
You can't beat that. You can't beat that scene from Jaws. No, you just can't. As far as beer moments in cinema go, you can't beat that moment. So we knew he had that one, so we had to pick others, knowing that really was the best one or whatever. But
yeah, and then Dreyfuss just responding by crushing the red Solo cup.
Yeah.
So that's going to be one of mine.
Or the 1976 equivalent of a red Solo cup. But
yes. It was probably made by Solo, and it was probably red, but they weren't really referred to.
It was more of a styrofoam cup, or that was something else.
No, I think it was plastic.
It was plastic. It was plastic. Yeah, it was. So, all right. So that's your number. That's your number 3. Or that's
yep.
That's your number
you
3?
Go your number 3.
Okay. So we're going to go back and forth. We're alternating now. Okay. My number 3. I'll tell you right now. My number 3 is going to be the week we had Scott Wells on.
I was looking at that one
All
right
right.
now.
And we did top 3 favorite Scott Wells lists from the New Jersey Let's Talk Craft Juice post. And we had everybody that knew Scott write in and say top 3 things that Scott's top 3 favorite lists. And some of them got really funny. So that was just that was a good night. That was a good top 3 list that night.
Yeah, we had some fun with that one, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not what we told it was going to be, did we?
Say it again.
That's not what we told him it was going to be.
We didn't tell him that. We said it in the post, and unless he read it in the post, he didn't know. So
Trying to find the list.
what's the?
It's funny because
you're number 2.
No, because what we have on the episode data and what we have there, the dates don't match up. Oh no, I just got my no, I'm just being a moron. I got my cursor on the wrong damn thing.
User error twice now in a row.
Yep.
from Mr. Samurai.
And I have not logged that one yet. Okay, never mind.
All right.
So my number 2 is going to be most scenic breweries we visited.
Nice. That's a good list. That was a good
Yeah,
list.
that was with John Hall.
Mm-hmm.
John Hall went almost entirely urban.
Mm-hmm.
I went almost entirely country.
Yep. And I fell in the middle somewhere.
Yep, and this weekend I got to revisit one of those, and that was Tilted.
Tilted. Yep.
Yeah, Tilted was on my list.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That was a good show. That was a good list.
Yeah.
My number 2, I will say, was probably I'm going to go back to again, not even a beer list. Whatchamacallit, when we had Kyle Machado on from 12 Guns, we were just talking about before.
Yeah, we had some fun with that one.
We had some fun with it. The top 3 favorite Christmas movies we did. That was a fun list. That was good. And what was also good about that is the fact that make no mistake, Kyle is a little younger than us. So some of the movies that were his were nowhere near the 6 that were our top 3s.
Yeah, and I told John before that the show even started that I guarantee you the Jim Carrey version of Grinch will be on there because everyone Kyle's age loves that movie.
That movie, yeah. And while it was a good movie, it's not in my top 3. So.
No, neither am
I.
So, so number 1 for me.
What's number 1 for you?
Well, we had a lot of fun with this one, and I'm probably going to steal your number 1, John.
Go for
So when Jesse Ferguson was on the show, we did top 3 favorite songs with beer in the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting the way that played out because I was kind of all over the place. John was almost strictly rock, and Jesse went all hip hop on us.
Yeah, of course.
As Jesse, we expected.
As we expected Jesse to do. Exactly. I will say that would have been my number 1 had you not taken it, but sticking with, not stepping on anybody else's toes and saying, it was the same one. I'm actually going to go with the very first time we had Tom Mulvihill on the show, and Tom Mulvihill has been on the show several times now.
Thrice.
Thrice. He's been on the show thrice. Was the top 3 favorite craft beers that are no longer brewed. That was fun. That got into a lot of discussion because that was probably the most we talked about because if you've listened to a lot of these top 3 lists, especially the ones that Samurai and I do, we'll give you 4 and 5 and 6 beers in our top 3. That particular list, between all 3 of us, we probably listed about 20 beers.
I think the only list that probably got more listed was Pilsners.
That could be. Yeah, you know what we did? We just kept going with Pilsners.
We just kept going with the Pilsner.
With Smutty Pat, with Pat Fondelier,
Yeah.
We just kept going with them. But yeah, that was a good list too. And look, they've all been great lists. I love our top 3 lists every week. It sparks good conversation, gets a good feel for each other. Especially our guests. Obviously, Dave and I pretty much know what we're talking about. But in any event, the top 3 lists every week are fun. And we said we were going to start it last week. I actually have it written up. We're going to start posting them, our top 3 lists, every week. You're going to get 3. You're going to get 2 this week. We're not putting these up. This week, you're not getting our top 3s from this week because our top 3, the ones we just did. But you'll have last week's and the week before's. They'll both go up this week, and then every week after the podcast on, say, Thursday or Friday, maybe even Wednesday, depending, you'll have our top 3 list from that week on on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Comment on it. Comment away, and go to the post and tell us what your top threes are for that particular topic. We'd love to hear them. And if there's some interesting ones, we're going to read them on the show the following week too. So.
Here's the whole thing about the top threes is when we do it, John and I will compare notes beforehand, and then the guest will come up with something. And if you're watching it live, you'll see on our faces, oh crap, that would have been on my list if I could have thought of it.
Exactly.
So the whole thing about these lists is they're not perfect. They're not extant. They're, it's just what came to mind in the 2 hours we usually give ourselves.
Right. We don't, our guests are planned beforehand, and any guests we have, they're booked a while, but we don't come up with the top three list till the day of.
Usually,
Usually, sometimes the day before, but usually the day of. But never before the day before. And it's only seldomly that happens. It's usually the day of. So.
And there's some guests that get the topic in the opening interview before we go live, right, like poor Rick last week.
Yes, Rick heard it. Yeah, then, but he was good. He was a sport. He was a trooper. Boom.
Oh yeah,
he had his ready. He
had a damn good 3 favorite summer beers.
Yes, he did. That was good. So in any event, that's our top three list for this week. Yeah, I mean, this was a breath, if you will, a little breathing exercise in our show. We hope you got something out of it as opposed to what you normally do. We know whenever we have a guest on, you're going to get a lot more because there's more conversation, there's more banter, you get another point of view. And there's obviously topics to talk about other than just what Dave and I did over the holiday weekend.
But it was a very eventful weekend. So.
Sure.
Well,
Absolutely.
for me, at least.
Yeah.
And it's very possible we may do this again after we come back from Maine. We will see.
This is possible. It's very
because
possible.
John, I will be up there for a week. Carrie and I going up to Acadia, then down to Portland, and just out of happenstance, John and Jess are going to be in Portland the same nights.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So
we'll have stuff to converse about, conversate about, however you want to say it.
And some things probably won't leave Portland.
Probably some won't. Yeah. And
a lot of beer will leave Portland with us.
Beer will be leaving Portland, yes. And Jess and I will be going on to Boston, and you will not. So.
I will not. We'll be heading home that weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you will. And we'll be back that Monday, and then that Tuesday we'll have an interesting show.
Well, we're supposed to be coming back Sunday, but considering Saturday we're probably going to be hungover as fuck. I'm not sure.
How hungover is fuck exactly? What's the meter there? It's just. No?
Well, as hell as shit as fuck, I guess.
I gotcha. Hell, shit, fuck. Gotcha. That's the order.
All your files are encrypted. Antivirus not responding. I'm getting all these little pop-ups here. I need to restart my computer.
You might want to restart your computer with that, yeah. And on another note, too, we'll have in a couple of weeks, we're taking a little run out just for, I wouldn't say a long weekend, a short weekend, just Friday, just Saturday and Sunday, maybe into Monday, out to Pittsburgh. So we'll be
oh yeah. You said you were going to Pittsburgh.
We'll be hitting up actually the Saturday night. We'll be hitting up the Mets Pirates game at PNC Park. It's a beautiful ballpark out there, so it's gonna be fun. And hitting a bunch of breweries as well. So we'll have some beer to drink and some stuff to talk about on that as well. After that, that'll be in a couple weeks. But in any event, it's gonna be it'll be an interesting rest of the summer. We got a lot of good guests planned for you. Once again, we apologize if you were expecting. Any guests on and you just had our two mugs to look at. We got another comment.
We're so sorry.
And of course we got the apropos. Gene, thanks for the invite. The Lager Room road trip. Gene, you're more than welcome to come along.
Yeah, you can come along. That's fine.
But you have to drive yourself and get your own room. Other than that, you're more than welcome to join.
Yeah. Actually, anybody listening is more than welcome to come up.
Everybody, come on up. Let's go. But in any event,
come up on August 13th, and we'll throw Carrie a hell of a birthday party with every. Yeah,
we'll go from there. Absolutely. So
we'll take over the whole city.
Absolutely. But in any event,
just let us get to the donut place in the morning first.
Yeah, leave us alone.
Left over. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Holy Donut needs to be that needs to be a what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it.
Pilgrimage.
Well, I was thinking more of let us enjoy that, and then we'll move on to beer from there afterwards. So.
Well, I was actually thinking of it as a hangover cure.
Well, that's why I'm saying let us enjoy that, because we need to.
Oh, that's right. You're going to be, you're the 12th. You'll be drinking with us mostly. 13th is the birthday celebration.
Right. So that's not,
and that's when you're leaving for Boston.
Yep. And then we'll be there from the 11th on. So, but in any event,
so then you can hit the Holy Donuts on 13th and wipe them out. We'll wipe them out on the 14th.
There you go.
There we go.
Exactly. All right. Well, again, we apologize for you having to look at our mugs tonight, but we hope you got something out of it. And thanks for listening to the audio podcast. If you're just listening to it, we'll wrap the show up with that for today. And thanks for watching, obviously. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerum.com. That's LAGERROM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. And remember, we go live with a video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night at 6:30. Tonight was a little delayed with some technical issues, but obviously
this was our longest delay, wasn't it?
Scheduling too, yeah. But half of the delay was planned, so it really wasn't, But for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts.
You plan the delays?
No, tonight's was originally supposed to start at 6:45, not 6:30.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Well, yeah, it was in the post, so.
I don't read the post.
Exactly. See, I'm just pointing it out that he doesn't read the posts.
I read the Daily News.
Not the Times? All right. In any event, Newsday's
That's too smart for me.
Exactly. If you want to just listen to the podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Google Podcasts as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of beer. Drink responsibly. And we will talk to you soon. Take care, guys. Cheers.
Night.
They found these down in his waffles, maple syrup dripping from his fake rub. Who did he see when he heard who was there? Now it seems that he's shit out of luck.